Eagles Nation, we got a problem, a big problem. Look, man, according to Philly's voice, man, Jimmy Kempski, Vic Fangio informed the Eagles organization that he was considering retirement, man, after the 2025 season. But this is where, you know what I'm saying, it gets a little bit interesting. NFL Network's Mike Garafolo reports the situation is currently leaning toward his return in 2026. So what does that mean? It means the Philadelphia Eagles defense is basically sitting at a crossroads right now, right? As we always do, I'm about to break down exactly what's at stake, who the Eagles are looking to replace him, and, you know, why this decision could make or break our Super Bowl window. This offseason is just like the season. But let's go ahead and get into it real quick. We have to, you know how we get down. So first, man, let's go ahead and talk about what Vic Fangio brought to this defense. Let's talk about the facts. In 2025, under Vic Fangio's system, the Eagles defense ranked 6th in the NFL with a defensive rating of minus 0.09 and EPA of minus 94.23. The Philadelphia Eagles finished the regular season 11-6, winning the NFC East. Therefore, when you look at those numbers, you see a defense that was elite for most of the season. But there's always that but. Here's the reality. In the playoff game against the San Francisco 49ers, the defense gave up 23 points, 361 total yards to a backup team, 286 passing, 75 rushing yards, and recorded only 1 sack throughout the game. Now, I'm not saying the defense lost us that game, because the defense had 2 turnovers. Quinyon Mitchell had 2 turnovers. They definitely put us in position to win. But, you know, it was at times in the playoffs when you needed a stop. You know, we weren't able to get it. But that wasn't a problem, in my opinion. Just something, you know, basically to talk about. The question becomes, is Vic Fangio, you know, the guy who can get us over a hump? That I can't believe I heard that. I also heard that we was in need of a change as well. According to Philly Voice, the Eagles front office have been asking themselves the same question. Now, here's my real opinion on this. We really need to look into that, right? Because the thing is, we won a Super Bowl with Vic Fangio in 2024. You feel me? We did. So how could that even be a question? I can see if we was just, you know, he getting tired, he getting a little bit old, he want to retire. I can see that, even though I think that he should have did that before we sent over Christian Parker, but whatever. But the answer is, of course, he's a guy who can get us over the hump. Why is this even a debate? I can't even fathom that, bruh. And if that's true, then we need to call out what Jimmy Kempski is saying. Because honestly, that's bullcrap in my opinion. It's bullcrap. You hear me? But, you know, as usual, man, let me be clear about this situation. This is a veteran coordinator who got you to the playoffs. We couldn't get over the hump in 2025 because of the offense. So the question stands, right? I don't even understand why it does, but do we ride with the experience, or, you know, do we focus on making a change this year? That's crazy to me, bro. It's crazy to me. But, you know, these are the things that's being discussed right now. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So here's what we know. According to Philly Voice, Vic Fangio announced his intention to retire shortly after 2025 season ended.
God damn! God damn! God damn!
What?
This is a significant scare for the Eagles organization. Therefore, the Eagles brass, man, Howie Roseman, Jeff Lurie, Nick Sirianni, they all got together and convinced Vic Fangio to stay for at least the 2026 season. NFL Network Garafolo said the situation could still shift, and the Eagles have not officially confirmed Fangio's return. So what does that tell you? It tells you even though Fangio is leaning towards coming back, Nothing is set in stone right now. Therefore, the Eagles are stuck in this weird limbo where they don't know if their defensive coordinator is going to be here next season or not. And that's a problem when you're trying to build a championship roster or, maintain a championship roster. It gets even more interesting when you look at who the Philadelphia Eagles have been talking to as replacements. Before we get into all the options, let's talk about, the one name every Eagle fan or most Eagle fans want to hear. This is the spotlight moment for this week, man. Eagles Nation. Schwartz resigned from the position at Cleveland as a defensive coordinator on, January 28th. He is available right now. He's got championship history here. He was our DC during the Super Bowl run. A lot of Eagle fans love Jim Schwartz. We all know that. And, according to reports, Schwartz was unhappy with, how things ended up in Cleveland. If the Eagles come calling, he might actually be interested in coming back to the Philadelphia Eagles, coming back home. Jim Schwartz is out there, available, and he knows how to win. He knows how to win in Philadelphia. That's tough. According to Philly Voice, the Eagles have internally discussed two names, Jim Schwartz and Jonathan Gannon.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no.
Get your ass on, boy. You get your goddamn ugly ass on.
We already covered, talking about Schwartz, but let's go ahead and talk about Jonathan Gannon. Jonathan Gannon is currently with the Green Bay Packers. He was the Eagles defensive coordinator before Vic Fangio, and a lot of people blame him, for the sorry-ass defense, and also for, what happened in the Super Bowl. Therefore, in my opinion, bringing him back would be way too controversial, to say the least. Here's the reality. The Eagles are exploring all their options because Vic Fangio, 67 years old, this really could be his last year.
I'm trying to be cool, but goddamn.
For real. So, even in my opinion, if Fangio comes back, they have to prepare for life after him. Tough. And that's what makes this moment extremely critical. You feel me? Let's talk about what's really at stake here. In 2025, the Eagles defense was led by Zach Bond, Cooper DeJean, and our guy Reed Blankenship. These are young players, very young players, especially Cooper DeJean. They're developing under the Fangio system. Therefore, if you bring in a new coordinator with a completely different scheme, you're asking them to start over. You know what I'm saying? That's a risk in my opinion. But if Fangio retires after 2026, you're going to be doing it anyway, right? Do you rip the Band-Aid off now? Or do you ride with Fangio at least for one more year? And here's the other thing. The Eagles lost secondary coach Christian Parker to the Dallas Cowboys. And you already know how I feel about that. So that's also coaching turnovers, coordinator turnover, staff turnover. That's a lot of change for a defense that's trying to win a Super Bowl. This is my opinion. Earn from facts. If Fangio come back, you ride with him until 2026. But you groom a successor. If he retires, you go all in on Jim Schwartz. That's my take. That's my take. What do y'all think? Drop it in the comments. If you made it this far and you want those exclusive breakdowns before anyone else sees them, look, man, join the Diamond Crew, become a member. And if not, man, if you don't want to do that, that's cool as well. Hit the like button, subscribe, and drop an Eagles emoji in the comments. I need everybody to stay fly, stay real, keep it a stack. As always, man, fly Eagles fly. Hot out.